My name is Kristen. I also go by Ms.Filmingo, and welcome to today's video. I'm so happy you are here to join us today. All right, y'all. I am so excited about today's interview because we are getting to interview someone absolutely incredible because we are speaking with Nora Fingscheidt. She is the director behind the latest film starring Saoirse Ronan. It's a film called The Outrun. This is a film that's going to open in theaters on October 4th from Sony Pictures Classics. So before we jump into our interview with Nora, let me give you all a quick rundown of the film. After a decade away in London, 29-year-old Rona, played by Saoirse Ronan, returns home to the Orkney Islands. Sober but lonely, she tries to suppress her memory of all the events which set her on this journey of recovery. Slowly, the mystical land enters her inner world, and one day at a time, Rona finds hope, strength in herself among the heavy gales and the bracingly cold sea. Based on the best-selling memoir by Amy Liptrot, who co-wrote the screenplay with Fingscheidt, The Outrun is an acutely honest drama about addiction and recovery. Now that you all know a little bit about the film, let's go check out my interview with Nora Fingscheidt. An absolute honor to be speaking with you and meeting you today.
Thank you.
And I
Thanks
just
for
have to
having me.
start off, yes, of course. And I just have to start off also by saying thank you for telling an important story that shines a light on a tough subject, where it explores in the film. So I got to ask first, how did you get a hold of Outrun? Because this is based on a memoir. You co-wrote the screenplay with Amy Liptrot. How did that all come to be?
Well, they approached me with Amy's book.
Okay.
Saoirse was attached already to star and produce. So I read Amy's book already with Saoirse in mind. And at first I thought, okay, this is unadaptable because the book is very internal. It's almost like a collection of journal writing essays or something. And sometimes it jumps in one line
Yeah.
through 5 timelines. But then the further I got with the reading, I thought, okay, actually, it could be a wonderful creative challenge. And it's such a stunning setting. And, there is so much hope in the film, even though it explores a very tough subject, like you say, but it also is a story about healing and recovery. And
Right.
yeah, then I was hooked and we started Zoom sessions, and that's how it all
Yeah.
came together.
So I'm happy to hear Saoirse was already attached to the project. And she's also a producer of the film. What was it like working with Miss Ronan?
Fantastic, honestly. It's first of all, it's fantastic if you have actors who also produce because that means it's their baby as
Yeah, of
much as
course.
it's mine. So they are fully committed from the very first moment to the very last moment. So she was involved in the development. She came several times with us to Orkney because we had to film, the lambing, the nesting birds in all different months until
Yeah.
we had the main shoot. And then she also sort of, guided us through this process of editing. And it's really nice to have somebody like her who's so young but professional at the same time.
Definitely.
She was 29, but she's around for 20 years. So she has a lot of experience, but she also gave me a lot of creative freedom.
Right.
And that, last but not least, she's incredibly talented. So it's a gift for every director to know, you need
Absolutely.
her. Yeah.
And it's incredible because she's absolutely wonderful in the film. And I'm already seeing articles that she's already has potential to get nominated for her performance at this year's Academy Awards. And I love hearing she was so involved with the creative process. And Saoirse is not also the star of the film, but the cute seals. I mean, come on. I mean, I could not look away and just smile when the seals appeared on screen. I mean, were they a difficult, co-star to deal with, or how was that like? I
Well,
gotta ask.
they were pretty easygoing. It was a headache for us in the beginning, the whole process of pre-production. We thought, oh my God, how are we going to do that? VFX seals or rubber seals, we got quite nervous about how on earth are we going to do that, but we, you know, didn't have the budget for VFX seals. And then we talked to the locals and they're just like, you just go at the right time to the right beach and then they're going to show up. And that's what happened,
Oh, that's so awesome. So I
Yeah.
also got to ask, without giving anything away, what was the most difficult scene to film?
Hmm. That's a good question. um, because they all had their very, very different challenges, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes. Um, oof,
Or what was the biggest
wow.
challenge you might have faced while
Yeah,
filming?
because the film is like this crazy rainbow. She goes through all the emotions, there are so some scenes are very beautiful and euphoric, and others are very sad, or some are very stressful. I do think the London sequence, sort of the state of decay, after Danon leaves her, was very difficult for us to find the right tone for it. And it was a very narrow location, and we were
Right.
all incredibly happy when we got out
Yeah,
of there.
I'm sure. And I also love the cinematography in this film, especially what that first sequence of the film. Can you talk about the cinematography process?
Yeah. So we always, try to put ourselves in Rona's shoes. So when she's in Orkney at first, she doesn't really want to be there. So it's kind of flat and gray and not very, appealing. And she remembers her life in London, which is like bright and vivid and colorful. And as the story progresses, the two kind of do a crossover, and her memories of London get more distorted and broken and fall apart like her life did. Whereas
Right.
as she arrives in the present moment, more and more, the narrative structure of the film calms down, and Orkney opens up and gets more space and scope and colors and freedom. And so that was our main concept, to have those extremes clash and take over, and also to always put ourselves in her shoes. Like, how does she feel in the moment, and how can we best reflect that through the visuals?
I mean, it's perfectly illustrated for me, and that helps with Mr. Ronan's performance. But the great thing also about this film is that I love going to film festivals. I love seeing audiences' reaction. What was it like for you to see this film go to Sundance, Berlin, Cinefest? Like, what is it like to see all the audience reaction and just having the film at these wonderful film festivals?
So the first, I would say, the first film festival is always the most nerve-wracking one, right? Because you don't know, are they going to rip us apart? Are they going to walk out? Are they, anything can happen. Will they be bored? Second, then, if you had a good start, which we had in Sundance, already is a bit more relaxed, but still kind of tense.
Yeah.
And then after a few, now I'm really enjoying the process, because I know that we got really positive responses to the film, and the people are willing to go on that journey. It's not a film for everybody,
No,
it has a
absolutely
very,
not. Yeah.
very challenging subject and a very challenging structure as well. But if you're committed to sort of just surrender to this weird narrative, then it becomes a trip that I do think in the end is very rewarding. It is a very, very hopeful story in the end, and it has a very beautiful and cathartic last half an hour almost, not just 5 minutes. But you got to go with her through very deep, downsides. And now I've learned that people are actually willing to take that journey, and that's quite magical.
No. So I can't wait to see what you bring next to film festivals, but I also wanted to get to know you as a director. Is there anybody who influences your work?
Lots of people. It's
Lots of
always
people.
hard. Yeah, I mean, so many filmmakers I love and feel inspired by. It's even hard to pick a name, or even just a country or a time. I've growing up loving films, and I still love them. And my taste probably has shifted over the years, um, but I hope I can continue with the work for a while.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll just wrap it up and just say thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed getting to hear about yourself and speak on the movie. It was a great honor to talk to you today.
Thanks for having me.
So that's going to conclude my interview with Nora. Be sure to check out the Outrun playing in theaters starting October 4th. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you all next time. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.